Hi and welcome to DIY with Steve. So, today we have a good surprise. The diesel generator for the Caravan has arrived. We're going to unpack it. The amount of times I've seen people get gear and not look at it, and then when they go to install it, parts aren't there, parts don't match up. This is just the easiest way of doing it. So, we're going to use a Stanley trimmer to open this. First thing is, don't do that, because you don't know how deep the components are in there. You want to make sure that you're doing it properly. So open it just a little bit so you can just cut the plastic off. So cut very carefully through the box, both sides, and then lift the lid and cut through the center. Right, remember to put the knife away. Get that out of the way. So here we go. This is so much fun. Right, so it's a Vevel. Now everyone says it's Chinese. Well, guess what? Just about everything we have nowadays is Chinese. So even the stuff that's made in Australia is Chinese. Quite frequently, not all the time. So we're going to make sure we go through the book to where it says all the components, and then we're going to lay them out on the table and have a look. Hopefully it does tell you where all the components are. Right, there we go. Tells you everything that we've got. Cool. Slide the box out of the way over here. Put that down there. Right, first of all, plate. One plate. Cool. We have one plate. 10-litre fuel tank, plastic. Look good. Put that over there. Now, this is when it gets interesting. Squeeze this out. Oh. Get the good old Stanley trimmer again. Careful. Right, so we have the remote control face panel and the remote control itself, nicely linked to each other. We'll leave that on top of the gas tank. One fuel pump. Yep, one fuel pump. And then we have a nice big ass heater. One heater. Awesome. Put that at the top there. Cool. Get this out of the way. And then we have a box within a box. I'm going to throw this big box on the ground. Get that out of the way. Get the old Stanley trimmer again. Okay, more toys. So we have a flexible conduit. I'm presuming that's for the heat coming into the Caravan. We have a grill. Awesome. We have an intake, couple of hoses, couple of cable clamps, fuel filter. Okay, we'll put that down here. Wiring harness, fuse box. Excellent. Exhaust system, brackets. Put that down over here as well. Oh, we have another flexible pipe, small one. Put that down there. Aluminium, and I'm presuming this is exhaust pipe, but we'll find out in a second. And some hose for the fuel. Get rid of that box as well. Right, so if we now have a look at this, it says you should have page 8 of the manual is where the components start, and page 9 is there. Now, you're asking a question to why we have 2 columns. So, if we look at our model number, which is XMZF, okay, we have the D6, go down to here and you'll see X, M, F, Z-F. That first column is the one of the numbers that we're looking at. Okay, so here we go. Now, it says main engine by 1. That's the main engine there, by 1. Intake pipe, small flexible. Intake pipe, small flexible. Exhaust pipe, aluminium. Exhaust pipe, aluminium. So I'm presuming this is going to get hot. We might actually have to find a way of coating it to make sure that it doesn't get too hot. Blowpipe flexible. Which means you can put it somewhere in your caravan. Hopefully the optimum position. Remote control by 1. Remote control by 1. Silencer with fixing piece and 2 screws. So, get that bag out of the way. I'm going to unpack this bag. Bracket. 1 screw, 2 screw. And they said there's another screw there which they're not talking about. Well, sorry, 1 fixing piece and 2 screws. Silencer. It's cute, small. Just leave that there at the moment. Now, all of this stuff's going back in the bags so we don't lose the parts, because you don't want to lose the parts. Blowpipe clamp times 2. So I'm presuming, now, we're going to unpack this bag very quickly and lay it out on the table, which may... So, there we go. Here's all the stuff from the bag set out. Now, it says blowpipe clamp. Now, remembering, the blowpipe was the big one. So, 2 clamps. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to flick over the page. Clamps, 4 clamps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 clamps. Excellent. Pipe clamp times 2. Pipe clamp times 2. Air filter by 1. Air filter by 1. Nut times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nut times 5. Screws for locking hatch. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and they've all got their nylon washers on them as well. Excellent. Fixing screws by 1. Fixing screw by 1. Oil pipe by 1. Oil pipe by 1. Liquid crystal switch. So that's what we were saying earlier on. Liquid crystal switch. Rotary tire. Well, aha, that would be that. That's the vent. They call it a rotary tire. So you can actually swivel this vent. Oh wow, there you can. You can swivel the vent. So you can have it in any direction you want to go. Power cord. There's your power cord. Okay. Fuse box, connections, connection for the control panel, and power connections. Excellent. Oil filter. 1 oil filter. Now, what they class as an oil filter is not an oil filter, it's your fuel filter. So this is your fuel filter, the same as this is your fuel pipe. So this will come out of the diesel tank to your diesel heater. That will go in line next to your diesel heater to make sure it stays clean and you don't get crap in your fuel. Fuel pump holder, fuel pump holder. Ribbon, cable ties. I don't know why they call it ribbon, but there's cable ties. It says there's 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, there's 12 there, excellent. Oil pipe clips. Now it says there's 12 of those. Now these are fuel pipe clips. We'll just go with them. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12, excellent. Oil tank accessories by 1. Now, they say oil tank accessories. They don't actually tell you what it's for. I'm presuming what they're meaning is, yeah, that's when it gets confusing. Fixing plate. Fixing plate by one, nearly lost it. Fuel pump. Look, they actually called it a fuel pump, not an oil pump. That's a good thing, because this is what everything gets connected with. User's manual, obviously, one user's manual. And muffler accessories. Muffler accessories being bracket, 2 screws, and the muffler, which we had a look at earlier on. Now, if you have a look at the next page, it tells you or shows you each individual installation type. Now, we don't have that one, we don't have that one. What we do have is that model. So as you can see, gasket, by the way, the gasket was actually already at the bottom of the heater, pushed onto the bracket here. Your intake and exhaust, fuel pipe, the screws go onto that. Your fixing plate goes underneath the van onto that to hold it in place. And it tells you everything here. So you've got your flex aluminium pipe, which is your exhaust pipe to the exhaust, which says to the outside. Intake, air intake. Air intake also goes to the outside. Control panel comes to the harness. Fuel pump switch obviously goes down to the fuel pump switch. There's the fuel tank, green line coming down, fuel filter coming across to fuel pump to there. So they're actually saying to put that in line between the tank and the fuel pump. Harness then goes, there's your fuse, to the control panel, and the control panel has got its own clip, so there's not an issue. There you go, everything's all set. We've checked all our components, everything's there. Look forward to seeing you soon.